House music, R&B, hip hop, pop,
I still get you.
reggae, EDM, indie, old school,
Side. Check it.
and sports talk.
Right here.
WorldStarHitRadio.com.
Hey, this is Health is Wealth with Robin Courtney. I am your health and wellness advisor, coach, and biggest cheerleader. Number one thing you know, we're going to talk about a healthy lifestyle here. Not just what you eat and drink, but how are you living? What are your business practices? Who is in your environment? What does your environment look like? All of these things are mental health, create a healthier lifestyle for us. So it's about weeding out those things that are not producing positive responses in our lives or getting us where we want to be. So excited today. We are a show of winning ladies. These are ladies who have their bosses. They are CEOs, they are founders, they do business strategies, lifestyle strategies. They are getting you where you need to be, giving you a new perspective to be winning. That's what our goal is. We want to be a winning person in their job, in your business, whether you're an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing. You need to have a winning mentality when you go into it. Even losing weight, don't go into doing anything being defeated. It's a healthier lifestyle. Let's make better choices. Those fresh markets are open, people. Take advantage of them. Go weekly. Fresh foods shelf life, it has no shelf life. It's quick, so you got to use it that week. So it forces you to be healthy immediately and use it up consistently. So definitely try those fresh markets, less processed and packaged foods. Let's grill. It's that time. Grill. It'll take less time to prepare your meat than it does your sides. But that's fantastic. It's healthy. There's no grease. There's no saturated fats. So grill, put your fish out there, your veggies. You stopped at the fresh market, so you got some fresh greens or lettuce, cabbage. You got veggies. Make those fruit salads. All of these things will get you started, feeling better. Those are lighter meals, so you're going to be excited. So with that being said, I got these great winning ladies here today. I have Taurea Avant and I have Dr. Sonya Hamm. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yay.
I know you're like, what are you doing with your phone? I was actually on Periscope real quick, like, y'all jump on here real quick. But no, thank you so much for having us.
But that's winning. That's excellent.
Absolutely.
So you're showing people that you practice what you preach.
Amen.
So for those who don't know you, what do you do? Who are you?
Well, my name is Taurea. You said it, but I say it
right.
I have my little thing. Taurea Vision Avant, and I am a 9-time self-published author. I believe that, you know, every business owner should have a book. I am also an international speaker, and my title that I've given myself is the Business Standout and Resource Educator. I don't really want to classify myself as necessarily a coach because I love to educate. I love to find out new resources and tools and things that as entrepreneurs that we can use to be able to expand our businesses and stand out. We're talking about, you know, the world of being an entrepreneur today. I mean, legal entrepreneurs is still, what, 27 million in the U.S., 120 something million all over the world. Now, you know, the ones who don't have business licenses, that probably triples the number. So it's kind of like, okay, so what are we doing to stand out? So one of the things I do is I do workshops, and we can, of course, talk more about that. A lot of people think when I say write a book, I just mean writing a book to share your story. But I believe that a book is a gateway, an opener for you as an entrepreneur, for people to be able to funnel into what it is that you provide. So I teach on a level of turning your book into multiple streams versus just writing a book to say, I've got a book. It's a business tool. So that's what I teach on.
That's deep. That is food. That is good food right here. That's going here, people. Pay attention. So how long have you been doing this business vision?
Well, first of all, I've been an entrepreneur forever, right? Isn't that the life of an entrepreneur? We've been doing it forever. But doing these workshops, I guess you can say specifically, I just started about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
What happened was I gained my success as an entrepreneur in the world of network marketing. Now, if you don't really know what that is, a lot of people call it different things. And what I've found is that in that industry, only 25% of the population will even entertain network marketing. So I would be going to networking events with like lawyers and doctors and all these, you know, influential people, and they don't really want to do network marketing. So it's kind of like, okay, but I feel like I'm leaving money on the table because I don't have anything to provide to them, right? So I said, okay, I'm gonna write a book, and I wrote this book. Actually, I had another book before then, but I don't really promote that one. It's horrible looking. So I have this book, and so I started to, instead of telling people, you know, what my title was in that company that, you know, people didn't want to be a part of, I would say I'm an author. And literally, it's like I've never, and you could probably agree, 10 times out of 10, when you tell somebody you're an author, they're like, really? What do you write about? And so it just opens up so many doors and opportunities. And then I just really started to see the advantages. And that's what I was like, you know what, I'm about to take this information and teach other entrepreneurs what I've been doing to build my business. And so now we have the Show Your Success workshops where we do all over the U.S. We've been traveling all over the U.S.
Fantastic. And so, is it just you that talk and share the whole time?
Well, as of right now, the way that I do it's a 7-hour workshop, and I try to get, you know, like other authors and entrepreneurs to come in to speak for about 30 minutes to give me a break.
Right.
But it really is my thing. However, ultimately, like, I don't want to be the end all be all, because if Taurea's sick, that means the money don't come, right? So I'm thinking far beyond that. I don't need to be the only one to be able to teach this stuff. So I actually have an online university.
Wow.
So the goal of doing the workshop is to introduce people to my university, which is called System Mastery. So in that we have, I mean, I've got so many entrepreneurs that are
I
authors.
know somebody in your class that I've been talking to, and they were like, I see you have her on the show. I'm in her mastery class. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Who is it?
She messaged me, she does film.
Oh, really?
And
film. Well, praise God, we have 100 students now. So
yeah,
it's
she was
been
in your
rolling.
mastery class. When you just said it, I was like, I know about that.
Oh, you know, I ain't trying to talk my calendar, girl. That feels so good.
Yeah, she was happy.
Oh, okay. Well, bless her heart. Well, whoever, if you're watching, darling, make sure you let me know so I can shout you out, girl. I might have to give you something for free.
I'm telling
But
you.
yeah, see if you can find. So so no, my goal is ultimately to have some of my authors, because they also learn public speaking and they also learn social media and web design. It's like a full thing. And so I want to be able to ultimately have them to be the ones to like educate versus just me always being on the stage.
Brookins.
Oh, yay! Well, Felicia! Hey, boo! Girl, I'm going to send you something in the mail. Thank you. Mwah.
Fantastic. So here are some of your books.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So this was the
That's the baby. Now that's the one where like I was still kind of learning the purpose of a book, so I put like everything in the kitchen sink. Like when somebody's like, "What is it about?" Well, it's about everything, really. Like I talk about everything in there. Yeah, goal setting, mentorship. I talk about forgiveness in the book. I talk about getting over fear in the book. So it's a lot, but as you can see, even though there's so much, it's still not a thick book. So it's a very easy read, and that's another thing that I've praised myself on, is that I make sure that my books are easy to read. People, you know, especially in our community, a lot of us don't like to read. So when they can message you and say, "Oh my God, I read your book," people feel accomplished when they can do that. So I like to make my books easy. So then you're like, I done read all her books. So you know, you feel good about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. And so now depression. I actually have another book titled Fear that came before depression, but it's funny because when I wrote these books, I was still building, and I'm one of those type of people, I'm transparent about a lot of stuff I go through, and I think that's what God has given me, because a lot of people look at other people and they compare themselves, not realizing that behind closed doors, we're dealing with a whole lot of stuff. And I think as a leader, it is important at certain situations to express, no, I'm going through it too.
To share your struggles, because a lot of times it's not about you.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
about the sharing.
It's about the sharing. And so that's where depression came into play. After I had written both of these books, it's just like, you know, the devil was busy, honey. And so I was just going through a whole lot. And I really had went from 2014 to 15, I was through a very severe case of depression. And I know that after just doing research, they're saying that by 2020, depression will be the top third cause of death. I believe that's a gateway into a lot of the diseases. You know, think about it. When somebody gets cancer, then all of a sudden now they're sicker once they realize they've gotten it. And I watched my dad go through depression. I watched my mother go through depression from alcohol, and then was an alcoholic and eventually passed from that. My father, he passed from cancer. So it's like, it's a big situation, and we need to talk more about it. So I wrote a book about that. And it's for both sides. So if you know someone that's going through depression and you don't know how to handle it or how to deal with them, because they don't want you to call them and say you need to read a scripture. or to let it go.
And just say
No, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that. And so then also if you're going through it, and so then I did multiple streams of income. Now this,
here we go.
I love this one, right? I love all my books, but I'm always talking about making money and knowing that there's just too many ways out here to make money, right? It's multiple ways to be able to earn income. And so I decided to do this collaboration book, and that's with 12, they're not authors, they're just entrepreneurs. It's a question and answer format. And my goal with this collaboration book is to take it bigger than that. In fact, we have a workshop coming in October, the Multiple Streams of Income workshop. So I want to be able to get people that are a part of what I'm doing and not just end it with the book, but show them how to use that book to build up their platform.
That's fantastic.
So that's what
fantastic.
That is. Yeah.
And then this is the book you use for your mastery class?
Yes. So,
workbook.
girl, got me a workbook, honey. After that, I said I'm on another
thorough.
level.
Look at this. A work. You gonna do something.
You gonna work, honey.
You gonna fill in these
It's
blanks.
not a game. That workbook is no joke.
Serious.
So, yeah, actually, a lot of people, when they
3-month
come
planner.
to in a 3-month planner, yep, so important. So, when you come to the workshop, you can actually purchase this, or you can just purchase it online. I want to make this available to anybody who is serious about these 4 areas. I believe all these 4 areas are just as important with being an entrepreneur. So that's what we discuss. And then with the workbook has like a video, audio.
Social media,
Yep.
writing a book,
Yep.
public speaking, and web design.
Amen.
And all of these, one validates all the other.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that makes sense.
I see a lot of entrepreneurs where they'll focus on one. Like, for example, social media. Okay,
that's the
I can
easiest.
have, it's the easiest, but let me give you a scenario. I have a girlfriend who has like 200,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
She goes to Instagram one day and she can't log in. She's been hacked. So now what happens to the followers?
Yes,
They're gone.
that's good.
You don't own your followers on social
That's
media.
right.
And so a lot of people forget that they need, the purpose of social media should be to redirect people to your
Correct.
site.
Exactly.
Right? And then your
Exactly.
site should be one or two. Let me tell you what your site should do. One or
Okay.
two things. Collect coins. We're really 1 of 3. Collect coins or contacts, or preferably coins and contacts.
I love it.
Right. Yes, ma'am. So, anyways.
Nice. Listen, this is food. This is for your
Yes.
entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. Be inspired. This is life skills. These are business skills. Put them in practice. Because, see, you see her anywhere else, she's going to charge you. So,
Coins.
right. Fantastic. So, you plan on doing this for a long time now? From going forward, correct?
I promise you, I'm so happy right now, and so I know it's because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
So it's a true blessing to just
Absolutely.
to hear that people are talking about it. That
Mhm.
right there touched my heart, and then just to get the messages. So I know that this is what I was called to do: educate. It might be new things, because 5 years from now, maybe we might not be on
Correct.
social media. It might be something
Yeah.
else now.
But you're
then,
going
but,
with
but
the
I will
times,
always
and
be.
you'll be current.
Absolutely.
But when you're walking in your purpose and you see your vision, that's
It's
gonna.
nothing like it.
And he confirms himself. So you
Amen.
see, lady knew you, someone else
Yeah,
messages you.
girl,
It's like, girl, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Keep on going. That's all
Amen.
they saying.
Amen.
Miss Sonya Hamm.
Hello, hello.
Welcome. Introduce yourself to my people who may not know you.
Well, I am Dr. Sonya Hamm, and I am a lifestyle strategist. And what we do is we help people put structures and protocols in place so they can live their best life ever. And so we are in education, so I feel like I'm right in the room
Right.
today. Really
Right.
exciting. I am at the heart of everything that I do. I am an educator, and I believe that the cure for all of our ills, as it relates to economics, as it relates to purpose, goal setting, whatever, is all boils back down to education. And so
When you know better, you do
you
better.
do better. Yes, yes. And we always say knowledge is power, and we have a lot of information. So I'm going to say applied information, applied knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And so I believe that if we can equip people
Correct.
with the right information, and then help them to take the necessary action, that's where we see results in our lives.
I like that applied, because it's doing something with it.
Doing
You just don't
something,
get it
yes.
and sit there.
Exactly.
Move
exactly.
with it.
Yeah.
Utilize it.
Right.
Integrate it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Love that.
And so I'm excited. I feel like I'm right in the flow
Right.
today.
And you discuss wealth as well.
Yes, I discuss wealth. That's my baby. Is helping people to build that wealth consciousness, and it's not automatic. You know, people think I'm going to get a job, or let me say it this way: I'm going to get this type of job, and it will pay me a whole lot of money. But watch this. Most people are working in career fields, even in business. I came through the network marketing line as well, and they're doing things for money that they don't like.
Yep.
So they're misaligned. And that's why the money will never come. So those of you that are looking and you're saying, you know, I have my website, I have my social media lined up, I have all of these things going, but the money is still not coming, it's probably because what you're doing is not what you love. And that's where people, you know, so I help people get in alignment. We have what we call money emotions, because money causes our emotions to go all over the place. So yeah,
when it's low, it's
when
not
it's
different
low,
than when it's really good.
right? Well, look, I'm gonna say it this way: when it's low, we need Taurea's book on depression, because most people are depressed, right?
Absolutely.
And you can see that when it's payday. You can tell when it's the first of the month. So take this, watch, you know, the 1st of July, just watch, because most people get paid at the 1st. And just watch how everything seems to be happy, excited, the energy is, everything is like the sun is shining.
Good that Friday.
Yeah, exactly. And that weekend, you know, when we go, I came to a point at one time, I stopped shopping at the beginning of the month because everybody is shopping. But now go 10 days later, or just even 3 days later, and see where the energy level is. It's real low. It's real low.
That's
and
true.
yeah, and so what we do is we help people get in touch with those money emotions to take control of them. And when we take control of those emotions, then we can begin to navigate our lives and vibrate at a much higher level and begin to attract the right resources. And one of the things that we teach, money is a resource. It's a product. Just like our books, and I'll go ahead and
yes,
put
show
mine
it, girl.
up here.
Hold it up.
Okay, all right, there we go. Spirit-led wealth versus working-led wealth, or spirit-led wealth. We all understand we do have to take some type of action, and we've been taught all our lives, if I do this, I'll get this, or if I do that, I'll get that, you know. And so again, it goes back to that energy that we're operating in, or the spirit that we're operating in, usually is off balance to what we really want. And so we're operating from a place of deficiency or a place of lack. And so if we're going to create wealth, we got to come in alignment. So now through spirit-led wealth, what this does, I'm a pastor as well. And what I noticed was I was preaching about a God that people weren't experiencing. And it began to bother me because I felt like I was lying to the people. It's like, this stuff ain't true. Not that the Bible wasn't true. Let me make that correct. It's that what we were experiencing in the four walls of the church and in the world were two totally different things.
Correct. The beliefs were different.
The beliefs were totally different.
Correct.
The actions and the activity was totally different.
Absolutely.
And so I found that we have this mentality. Either we think we have to be all God and no success. And so we don't pursue success. We don't pursue wealth because we've been taught.
Because we haven't been taught that God is wealth.
God is wealth.
He's the God of business.
Yes.
He rode with 12 men and he had some money
They had a
handlers.
lot of money.
He didn't handle it, but he had the right folks with him.
Yes.
People for that. The
Yes.
Each person had a position. So we are Like you got to choose wealth or to be impoverished, because then you're closer to Christ if you're impoverished. But
yeah, and so that's
correct.
Right.
This breaks all of those beliefs up, Miss Courtney. This
That is
look,
good.
you have to get this, because what I do in this book, this is a comprehensive guide. It's not an all in all. It's not every scripture, but I take you through the life of Jesus. I take you through the Bible, and I show you prosperity from a spiritual perspective. And then what we do is we teach you now how to get in alignment spiritually, emotionally, and then physically, because most of the time we're dealing with our money, or we're dealing with you know, our business, whatever it is, and we only deal with it backwards. We deal with it from a physical perspective, and then we're trying to get to the spirit realm. What this does is it helps you put it all in perspective, so you can begin to operate from where we really sit, which is spirit first, and then whatever is in spirit is going to manifest in the physical realm. And so this will take you through how to access your wealth inheritance. God has already planned it for us. He's already prepared it for us. And now all we have to do is line up so we can prosper, watch this, from what's already prepared. We're not going out creating it. It's already created. Everything, all of the money is already here. It's circulating right now.
Utilizing your resources, which this lady has
Yes.
here.
Yes.
And I believe that's correct. I mean, we're taught, at least growing up, you went into a career.
Yeah.
And when I was going to college, I mean, you were a doctor, you're going to be a nurse, you're going to be a, these things.
Yes.
Specific things.
And even now today in high schools, they're not teaching them how to be entrepreneurs.
No.
That would be huge.
Yes.
Because so many young people have so many fantastic ideas, but they're not mature enough, or they haven't been in that environment that cultivates that type of thinking or mentality.
Yeah.
So I have this great product, I have this great idea, maybe I'm fantastic at cooking or sewing or whatever it is, but I don't know what to do with these thoughts.
That can even be a business.
That can be a business. I didn't know that I
Right.
can make that a business, that I don't have to go buy me a storefront before I got all the rest in place.
Yes.
That I am the business.
Yes.
So wherever I am, business is going on.
Yes.
Get you a number
Yes.
for people to call you first.
Yes.
Start off on your social media.
Come on now.
As it grows, then you got some money to make your website. Okay, now you got the website. Where do I go? But they need these
information.
ladies right here
Passionate,
to go to the workshops, to get on the phone and say, okay, here are your steps. Give them plans. I had my daughter on it was a social media moguls. And my daughter was on, because what, Bet? I mean, the teens, the young people drive it. They know the music, they know the fashion, they know the concerts, they know everything. And so I just think the schools are missing out to not have a huge chunk about entrepreneurship, because that'll help them. Because, if they're sitting up there and they're talking about, you can be an auto mechanic, you can be this, and they're sitting there going, none of that is me.
Right.
But if they say, but if you have this idea, let me show you that if you take these business classes, they need that.
Yes.
I think that is huge, what you said, the perception inside the walls
Yes.
as well.
Yes. And just right where you are on the our children, that's one of the things that I noticed. We have our children on a grading system. And so what happens is, if they don't make the grade in school, it kills their creativity.
It hurts them.
It hurts them
It
emotionally, mentally. And so now they begin to see themselves as less than, or as unworthy, or incapable of being anything, because we let this 12 years of schooling shape the way that people view about themselves. And so one of the things that we do is reach back with our youth. We have the Young Entrepreneurs Professional Club.
Oh, I love
and
that.
yeah, and the purpose for that is to pull those children that may be failing in school, pull them out, put them in a creative environment
And
where
they
their
thrive.
genius, where their genius can be born.
Absolutely.
And then they'll thrive, and they'll understand that your grade. So let me say this. your grades, your college degree is not what makes you successful.
No, it is not. I
It's
don't even
not.
use my
Yeah.
degree. I don't even use
It's
it.
not what makes us
Yeah.
successful. And so many people think that, oh, well, I didn't finish school, or I failed in school, or I didn't go to
Or
college,
let me go back
or
to
let me
school.
go back to school. And these
And get
people
more
are
debt.
wasting all of this time. Thank you, Taurea, that's it. And go back in deeper debt. And just think about this, the time that you're spending in school, and I'm not against school, did it, okay, we just try to do better,
Right.
and we're trying to save you time. So if you do that, do it.
And go in a direction.
But go in a direction,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because definitely, if you don't, some people knew. At 3 years old, I knew I was going to be a doctor. Okay, you go.
You go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be a
Exactly.
fireman, a policeman. But if you don't know, if you're sitting in school and you're like, God, I'm about to be a senior, and still none of this feels right to me, what they're saying, I'm going to say go for business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get you
Yes.
some business classes, some accounting, count your money. Know how to have a business and be able to count your money.
Absolutely.
So those number one things I think would be great for people to, at
Most
least if you're
definitely.
going to college and you need some foundation, you know you need something, what would you guys suggest that someone take if they're like, I don't know, I really want to do something for myself? What do you suggest?
You know, I'm gonna tell you, not even necessarily going to college.
Okay.
I like to attend a lot, and I would tell people, don't bring your purses or your wallets, because you might end up spending some coins. But I like to attend as many events, like there's like this millionaire boot camp thing they do, and it's free to go. But you can learn so much, and you're able to get a taste. Like they'll teach you, you know, they'll have somebody come up and talk about real estate, someone talk about investment, someone talks about book writing, and that's actually from going to that event is where I got the spark to start writing books and the way that I write them.
Nice.
But those kinds of events, you know, where you can see, you know, individuals like the Tony Robbins of the world, the Danny Johnsons. Now, some of those cost money. I spent like $1,000 to see Tony Robbins, but for me, it was better education going to that versus what I've got in my degree in computer science, because I was able to think a little bit outside of the box. But you don't have to spend $1,000. Some of these are free. So you can go to these things for free, and you're listening to people who are making 6 to 7 to multiple figures a year. That's where you go get the information, and that's if and only if you desire to have that kind of lifestyle. Like if you want to be at that level of success, then go where they are. Now, if you're in college, I mean, I don't even really remember. Honestly, I don't remember what courses I really took outside of really computer stuff. I was just like, I'm going to go to, because at that point, I knew I was going to be a programmer when I graduated. And it wasn't until my father passed away and really seeing his story and hearing how it wasn't what I thought it was, that's when I was like, oh no, I'm about to quit my job and I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And we know how to struggle, so I'm going to just struggle being an entrepreneur and make this thing work. And I will have nothing to fall back on. There is no, if this don't work, no, it's going to work. And so I just started putting myself in these events where I would be around these kind of motivated people, and that's what helped encourage me.
Awesome.
Yes. And the same, find what you can do for free. I just heard a phenomenal story last week that was amazing. And it was about a young boy in Africa, in one of the tribal regions of Africa. And what he would do, he would take care of his brothers and sisters during the day. But at night, when everybody would go to sleep, he would go to the internet cafe. He would walk miles to get to this internet cafe. And what he would do is he would take things that we take for granted, like Google and SlideShare. SlideShare has so much information on it for free. So once you identify what it is that you want to do, like Taurea said, you got to get in the atmosphere. You got to get around. If you just stay where you are, you're going to stay depressed. You're going to stay, stuck. You're not. But there's a lot that you can do for free, and a lot of people falsely believe if I don't have the money, well, let me help you with the money issue. Okay, find free first, okay? Find what you can do for free and begin to attend those events. It's a lot of things, and don't be, taken back when they say, okay, well, to go to the next level, it's $1,000 course. If you really want it, you can, I'm going to teach you how to create $1,000 really quick. You can bake a cake. For those men out there, because men cook as well, you can bake a cake. make the best cake you can find and put a $25 price tag on there and go
There you
sell
go.
40 of them, and you just made $1,000.
Girl, yes.
Hello. So just giving you little stuff. Now it's more, but we're just trying to get you started today to say, once you know, yes, I want more than where I am, there are ways that you can do it, and you can do it for free. And as you begin to move toward it, what you're moving toward will begin to move toward you, and opportunities will begin to open up. But if you just stay where you are, you're just going to stay where you are.
Exactly, and that makes sense, because when you go in those environments, it'll either feed you and
Yes,
excite you,
excite you.
or it might make you say, well, that's not really what I thought it was,
Exactly.
but someone else was
Yes.
there, and you heard them, you go, okay,
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
That's more where I didn't have the right name for it,
Yes.
but now I know it's this.
Yes.
So it'll help you identify or confirm where you are or where you want to be.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
absolutely love it, ladies. This is good food, but this is business food. Entrepreneurs, do not be afraid. You're going to struggle.
Oh yeah.
There is not
love
an
that.
entrepreneur who did not
That's the
struggle. It's
path.
going to happen. So if you detest things being a little uncomfortable, you probably don't want to be an entrepreneur,
No,
because
no,
it's
no.
tough. But you got to go through something to get something, and you got to share them with the people who's going through something, how to get through it. And if you haven't, you're not believable.
Nope.
You gotta go through that. It's gonna be hard times. Adrena Martin always says you gotta be prepared to struggle. If you don't want to
Yes.
struggle, then you don't want to be being an entrepreneur is not for you.
Really.
And I'm like, yes, it's so true, because you got to.
Yeah, it's unfortunate with the way things are, though. We have such a mentality where we think something's supposed to just happen overnight. I remember, I'll never lie. So you know, network marketing, I've learned a lot through that, because I've learned how to work with people.
Yeah.
So the first thing I would do is, before I decided to even invest my time, because it's one of the most valuable assets that we have, money is not. People put more value on money versus their time. So you go work 40 hours somewhere that you hate so you can get a check. But why not be able to do what you love? And you might not be able to make as much. Okay, cut back on your living. You don't need that Benz, right? Nobody even sees it. So anyways, okay, this is another conversation. So going back to it. So I'll sit down and I'll talk to people and I'll say, okay, so what's your goals? And so this one young lady, she was like, well, you know, I want to make a certain amount of money. And I'm not even going to go into what she said, because it was an outrageous number. She had never earned it, never experienced it. So she didn't even believe me. I mean, believe herself with what she was saying in regards. And so then her next question she asked me was, well, how many hours per week is it going to take for me to earn that money? I said, let me ask you a question. Do you earn it now? She said, no. Have you ever earned it? No. Okay, so how many hours do you work now to earn what you earn?
Correct.
And so she was like, oh, well, I don't know if I want. Okay, exactly.
True.
And so we always make these goals and I don't like to call anybody's goals unrealistic, because I mean, if you put in the work, it can happen for you. But at the end of the day, we have to remember that anything worth having, like you said, is going to be work. And you might find yourself working more once you get off work on your business than you do on your job.
Correct.
And that's just a sacrifice you have to be
Absolutely.
willing to give.
Absolutely.
People tell me all the time, like, Taurea, you just don't care. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, you say you want to earn this, then you might not be able to go to every single one of his games, your children's. You might have to make a short-term sacrifice. Y'all might not be able to do date night every Friday. Right, you might not be able to go to you know, I know you're a pastor, but look, you can't go to Bible study, to choir practice.
She's like, don't be mad.
You go to all three services. You might not see God. You say God wants you to make more money. When He understands, you got to be willing to make a little bit of a sacrifice. And so, for anything worth having, and then once you get to where you go, then you go back and you take what you have gotten, because the more money, the more resources you have, you can give back. You can do better for other people.
And that's what I read.
So,
I just read that God did not bless you with increase for you to change your spending habits and spend more, but to be more of a blessing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I was like, wow, right. It's like, oh, I make this, so now I can get that car.
Right.
That's not what he said.
yet.
You need
Not
to
yet.
increase,
But
so
you're
now
right.
I'm making you comfortable, and you're not worrying about how is the light bill going to pay, that we got enough for gas and groceries. You don't have to do that. But now you can go back to attending regularly. You give more when you couldn't, but now I can, because I'm in a position where it's not hurting me. It's easy, and then you can turn around and you give some help to someone else that you know wanted to start a business.
There you go.
I absolutely love it. So you know, ladies, we're on Health is Wealth.
Yes.
It's no wrong or right answers. Everybody's like, oh, it's hoping we wouldn't go there. But how there you both have busy lives. I can only imagine when you're traveling and doing your 7 hours. Like, I can't even imagine how you eat. I just don't know.
It goes quickly. Oh, how I eat. Oh, geez.
But how are you guys eating? Where is health and healthy eating and physical activity and things in your life? Where are you at with those things? I know she's asking her. When we start, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go first." Now she's like, "Girl,
Put me on out there.
Right, exactly.
Well, actually, and I will, because we are in the midst of a lifestyle change right now as it relates to our health.
Good.
And one of the things that we're doing is holding one another, and when I say we're, I'm speaking to my husband and I, we're holding one another accountable in changing our eating habits, because we have crossed the mark of the big 50. And so for me,
gorgeous.
But something happened that really threw me off guard, and that is I was a size 7 all of my life, and then all of a sudden things started moving and changing on their own, expanding. And so I like to say my clothes shrunk, you know, but they start shrinking, and I was like, what in the world is this? But then I recognized we spent all of these years with our body. The one part of you that's always with you everywhere you go is your body. And when we think of everything that we're putting in our bodies on a daily basis, and of course we're in a society now where everything is on the go, fast food, processed food, you know, all of this kind of stuff. And so we start thinking, in order to fulfill the vision and the assignment on our lives, we got to press pause and start thinking about our health and thinking about how we're abusing the one thing that's going to help us do everything.
Correct.
Our body. You know,
and
so
you keep saying the key thing. Think about it. We don't think.
We don't. Not until something happens.
No, I mean my mom bought what was on sale.
Yeah.
So if it was a bunch of starchy stuff, big bag of potatoes, a lot of pasta, heavy, you know, red meat, pork. If it was what was on sale, and you cleaned your plate. It didn't matter. It was a grown-up portion, and I'm 6.
Right.
You know, it's like eat your food.
You'll be there all day.
You know how hard it was to get that on the table. Eat it. So it's like, well, I'm for it. Doesn't matter. So that's how we were raised. But now we have to be intentional. It has to be thought in it. You know, when you go into the grocery, you have to think. Our foods truly can be medicines.
Yeah.
Our vegetables, the spices. You can Google what spices are good for high blood pressure, what are good for diabetes, what's good for inflammation. Flood will come up. You can use the same verbiage for what vegetables are good for cancer, for lower cholesterol, and it just floods, and you'd be amazed. So if you looked at these things and you have certain issues and you Google that issue for vegetables, fruits, and spices, and then take those things and go, you know what, we love these things. I'm going to grab these things and I'm going to intentionally put them in our meals consistently. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol are things you can truly come off medications through your diet.
Yes.
Why would we not do it? It's in your hands. It's simply choosing something over another.
That's it.
That's all it is. It's being intentional, because let us have a workshop coming up, church Sunday. We done thought about what we're going to wear, what shoes, the outfit, we get our hair done. We done done all these preparations for events, but we don't do it for our life. For the body that you say is with us all the time. That's all we got to do is think about it. When we go in the grocery, not just hurry up and grab, because usually food, especially, I don't know if you guys are busy, is just to get to the next day. It's not a thought. It's like 2 or 3 cups. Did I eat? Oh, let me just scarf something down and go. But you're not doing yourself a service. It's a disservice. You got to think about it. If you go, hey, I know I'm going to be busy, be talking all day, you bring a rolling cooler. You know, you throw foods in there, because generally when you do stop, you're choosing between the lesser of 2 evils. When you think about eating, what is around the worst possible places? It's like, oh gosh, okay. You know, you don't, it's not right.
I'll just get it today.
Right, just today. But when you have to do that several times, and then you forget about the 3 last times that you said that, it's whatever habits we consistently reinforce is what gets us where we are. Same thing, I'm sure, with your business practices, with your word, with your wealth. Is you gotta put into new practice. You gotta find some new practices. Then you gotta put them and apply them consistently. It's consistency that changes the game. Be consistent. be purposeful. It's got to be intentional what you're choosing to eat. What am I looking to get out of this? And it's not about skinny, it's about healthy.
Healthy. Yeah, a lot
It's
of
about
people think
healthy.
it's always about
It's
one
not
thing.
about the
Slim.
size.
I
Like
wanna
I'm not a 2 or 4 or 6, and I'm absolutely not interested in it.
Right.
I just want to be where I feel healthy. I'm good.
Yes.
I'm not when I wake up dizzy. You know, I don't have to stop and take breaks. And then you guys are helping them build wealth. Why build wealth if your health is so bad?
Absolutely.
You can't go vacation on
Yes.
the time you can finally go to Spain, Aruba, or England or something, and you can't.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Because your body's not up to par, and the doctor's like,
Take that long flight.
right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. To change it weather, to change it atmospheres, altitudes, those things matter with your health.
Yes,
So definitely it's about being intentional. That's what I want people to think. And it doesn't have to be hard. Get rid of canned goods. Try fresh. If you can't afford all fresh, go to frozen, because at least they're flash frozen. So it's as close to fresh as you can get. Make the same stuff but use fresher ingredients.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
good.
That's
My
not
doctor
too hard.
friend said he was like, when you go to a grocery store, it's everything that's on the
Yes,
outside.
On the
Yes,
outside.
everything
So
on the
spend
outside.
less
true.
time on the inside.
Correct.
And get on that outside.
Right.
You know, so that's one of the things I do try to stay conscious
Yeah.
of. And so I don't, it's funny too, because I was having a conversation with my homegirl, because I love me some butter beans. So I can cook a couple things. I got like 3 dishes. You can
Right.
make 3 little dishes for me, and that's one of them. And so I will always get the fresh beans,
Nice.
and then I use it in the crock pot. And so my friend, she was like, "Girl,
Right.
why you don't just get the can? I mean, you can make that."
Oh.
I was like, "No, because I want to
Yeah.
do better now, even though it
Absolutely.
takes longer to prepare." But another great thing is that it
Getting
takes
more
longer, but I
nutrients.
also have more left over, and I can eat some
Yes.
more through the
Correct.
day.
And it's
so.
more nutrients.
Yep.
You can add, then you have more liberties to add other vegetables, onions, peppers, spices. I mean, got people, go on Pinterest.
Yes.
I got about 25 boards here. I'm telling you,
Ideas,
it's
right.
nothing you can't put in there. What do I do with this chicken? And
Yeah.
a gazillion things will come up that you didn't think of. You can put in healthy chicken, healthy
Right.
crock pot meals,
Yeah.
healthy grilled. You can put in anything. I have a Healthy Robin's Wellness group on Facebook. I post recipes every single solitary day. I just posted a brownie recipe. 3 ingredients, no flour.
Wow.
Look,
Ooh,
it's
I'm gonna
amazing.
check that out.
I have-
check
I
that
love
out,
me some
definitely.
brownies.
I mean, it's delicious. It has a great 2 different icing options. Again, very healthy options to give you that flavoring you're looking for.
Right.
Like, there are good fats like sweet potatoes, avocados. Those are good fats. When we're taking out bad stuff, we're usually taking out fats. Even if it's bad, our body was used to a certain
Yes.
way that we ate.
Right.
It was used to a certain calorie count. Even if it was wrong, we've been operating wrong for a long time.
Right.
So when you take out the bad, you can't just leave it out. You have to replace those bad things with equal healthy things. So sometimes the bad fats, throw in sweet potato fries. I do that. We have nacho taco night, and then I have some left over. And on my nacho taco, I do green chilies, black beans, and ground turkey. I put that over sweet potatoes. I sprinkled everything else I wanted on top of it. I was fulfilled. It was satisfied. I ate. I felt like I was kind of bad, but I wasn't.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it was good.
Right.
It was
absolutely.
satisfying, and that's what you look for. Even you can have baked white potatoes. You might need to eat a little bit of the skin in that. There's a lot of protein and fiber in that. Not every meal do you need a baked potato like that, but it's still it's okay to have one. Especially
Right.
I like to do like saute some turkey with some mushrooms and onions. Put it in
Girl, you
there.
got me over here
I know,
hungry.
huh?
I'm
Ooh,
telling you,
sounds
you
good.
can eat healthy and be satisfied.
I think the number one reason why a lot of people don't is because they fear that it's not going to be good. And so,
Yeah.
and with you giving these great, ideas, it's like, okay, well, maybe we can do this. Now, I do some things in regards to, like, I call it, like, my 90-day life change, but I found that it's very difficult to get somebody to stick with something for 90 days. So in the 90 days, we'll, like, do different things. And so we're now doing a smoothie challenge. But I'm telling everybody, and it's a green smoothie, not just go get no strawberries and bananas and be like, I'm good with my smoothie. No, you need to put some vegetables in there.
True.
But I've had so many people when I'm like, you should join us with the smoothie. They're like, nah, girl, I'm not trying to do that. I gotta eat. I'm like, but I'm not telling you not to eat food.
Correct.
Just because you probably are not getting your vegetables and your fruits.
Right nutrients
just-
anyway.
Yeah, go ahead and put, and it's, I've been like playing with them now, so I mean, it's fun. Like, I've been
It's
putting
fun.
peanut butter in it. like ginger in them and all types of great stuff. Wheatgrass in it, and they just are incredible. So that's one of the things for me that I've been doing, and it's not that I'm necessarily not eating food anymore, or I'm like on this just only doing smoothies. I'm just adding it to my
And some
my
people
diet.
say that they're not like breakfast people anyway. So just do a smoothie then. You need something. You have to feed your body consistently or it will not burn calories. So I don't care if they say I only eat 1 meal a day. It is not burning crap because it knows you won't eat again until tomorrow.
Hold on to
when you're consistent, it says, okay, today's going to feed me again in about 4 hours. I'm good. I'm going to burn. I feel fine. So she went walking this morning. It's okay to burn those extra calories because she's going to feed me like the same time she always does. It knows that. So when you make the change in 1 or 2 weeks, I'm not a sick, so I'm not going to stay on this. No, your body's not believing you. You got to be consistent and keep doing it so it knows she's for real. She's sticking to it, and then it will. It'll feel comfortable and saying, okay, we're consistent with this. She is reinforcing this new behavior. She's, putting in these combination of fruits, vegetables, and spices. If my kids want yellow rice, it is turmeric all day to make it yellow because it gives them incredible cumin, turmeric, cinnamon. Those are amazing spices to add to your foods. And even eat oatmeal, put raisins in it, put nuts, extra cinnamon. Come on, natural. For your sweets, try agave nectar, try raw natural honey to wherever your area is. You cannot beat that. But you'll really get some allergy help with the natural honey within 50 miles of where you live. So there's so many things you can do to add. And I tell people, okay, when you do your regular shopping, before you go get in line, every store has a healthy section. Go over there and see what you can swap out of that cart that resembles in the healthier section. These kind of chips. Okay, I know I'm wrong. Okay, what over here would I gravitate to? And swap them. Take that out. Try it. Try new stuff. Try different ethnicities. Try Cuban. Try Jamaican. Try Mediterranean. I love so much. And try different foods. They tend to use more spices than we usually don't use. They tend to use more veggies than we don't use. And it's more natural. And I'm in love with guacamole. I'm in love with hummus. Oh my gosh, hummus. I think I should have been vegetarian. I'm telling you. I love them so much. But I love trying different foods. And it's amazing. And those spices are things that a lot of times our bodies or diets are lacking because as you age, your metabolism slows.
Yes, it does.
And then, too, we get busier. Our kids are growing. Even if the kids are gone, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a frozen fruit, and that's what I like to make my smoothies, like a cup of that, some Greek yogurt, just enough liquid to make it turn. I make my smoothies thick. Very thick that it barely goes through the straw because it sticks to me. It makes me full. If it's watery, I'll be like, did I just eat air? Like, what? Did I have anything? But when it's thick, you're full.
True.
And it'll get you to the next thing. Especially if you're a busy person in the morning, you don't like to sit down once you get up because you're busy and you got to hit the road. Then I can spin that around in 2 minutes and I can drink it in the car on the way to where I'm going and it didn't stop my flow. So things like that. It's been preparing when you're talking. Bring you stuff in a cooler and just have it there until you can get to where you, even if you have a schedule, sit down afterwards. But things that'll hold you over so you don't make bad choices. Somebody doesn't come back with pizza and you go, well, that's all I got to go with. Pizza. So I'm going to have to have some of that. But and I tell people too, when you go out, there are better choices. At pizza places now have thin crust, they have wheat crust, they have sunflower crust, they have salads at pizza places. Hello, okay? All right, you don't have to get everything fried. I know some people like fried wings all the time and fries. Or salads. Get salads. Your dessert doesn't have to be cookies or cake all the time either. So you can even switch it around and do your smoothie for a dessert. Just icing basically on the cake, so to speak. But there are we can make more intentional choices through the drive-thru. They will substitute fries for a side salad. They do that. They don't advertise that, but if you say, they go, People are like, why did you do that? Yes. Or if they offer a baked potato, do a baked potato with your grilled sandwich. Yeah. It is okay to say no bun. They will not freak out at you. Take the bread out. It's no big deal. It's your food. You paying for it. Order it that way.
Right.
So there are better choices. They got apples for the kids menu, but they will sell it to you. So order the side of apples.
Yeah.
That's your dessert. So there are definitely we can make better choices. They're starting to integrate it. They've got bottles of water now in places, so it's just being intentional and saying, okay, I'm eating for longevity.
Yes.
I'm eating to continue to help what my work is, what my vision or purpose is, not just to get to the next plateau. And then I look up and I'm this big, and I'm like, what happened? You got to think about that.
That's true.
I like it. I like it. So, ladies, tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, get a hold of you, know where you're going to be at, what you're doing, what you got to say.
Oh, Lord, Jesus, you're going to be here all day. No, I'm playing. I won't do
She said all day.
I'm always doing something, but, well, the workshop that is currently on tour, so we are definitely going to continue to keep on expanding, and hopefully very soon, not hopefully, we will. Let me make sure I change that. I rebuke the word hopefully, because it will happen. We're going to be international soon. So I definitely look forward to taking this internationally, and like I get a lot of people reaching out to me from different countries, especially like Nigeria, helping empowering women per se, even though my workshop is for men and women. But in other countries, of course, I would probably align more with the ladies. But yeah, so we're on tour, and if you want to know where the next location will be, you can go to showyoursuccessworkshop.com. My primary website is Show Your Success, so that's where you can get all the info about me. Even you can find out about events. You can get all of my books, all the great things that we'll be doing. You can get that there. And then my social media handles, every single thing is Vision Avant. So on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, I do a morning devotion. I used to actually have an intimidation of reading scripture in front of people. Oh, wow. Do you ever find that?
Yeah,
people?
You do.
Yeah, I used to have an intimidation. So I do a lot of stuff that's not necessarily just business, but other things I feel that'll get me right in mind, body, and soul.
That alignment.
So the alignment, absolutely, absolutely. Even like meditate. One time I was doing meditation calls. I have not. And one day my dog was in the background. Y'all just ignore that. Like I promise you, I will try whatever. But yeah, so we do that every morning, and we read a scripture every day. And my goal is just get better at interpreting and understanding the word. So just follow me on social media, and you'll get all of that. Now I do have to shout out one of my visionaries, because I did a promotion. I said, hey, look, y'all need to get on this radio station. You need to be watching this show. And I told them to promote something, and many of that's what I call my followers, visionaries.
Nice.
And one I said I would choose one that would actually get a free ebook reader that will have all of my books.
Wow.
My multiple streams of income, depression, a vision of freedom, as well as fear. And the winner is my girl Alicia Charles. So I definitely want to. Yes,
Alicia. You are the winner. You want it.
So look, what you got to do, Alicia, so you can get the ebook, is definitely make sure you send me a message to vision@showyoursuccess.com. Just send me your mailing address, and I'll mail it to you. And for everybody else that tuned in, I appreciate you guys for always being a part of what we're doing. I love you. And again, Vision Avant. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, we're excited. We're getting ready. July the 11th. We're going to be launching our Dominate Your Money Wealth course. And so this is a 12-week intensive course. It's going to be online and via teleconference. But if you're interested in that course, you need to be interested. Everybody needs that course.
Right.
Because it's going to get you aligned spiritually, mentally, and physically where your finances are concerned. You can follow us on Facebook, Dr. Sonya Hamm, or you can just put in Sonya Hamm, and my Facebook page will come up. Also, on Periscope, it is Dr_Sonya, Dr_Sonya, and then the same for Twitter, Dr_Sonya. And we're coming to Instagram real soon, so if you follow us on Facebook, we'll be there, and also Periscope as well. And so in any of those outlets, you'll be able to find out what we're doing next.
Fantastic. So these ladies are helping you live a healthier lifestyle as far as your business health, as far as aligning your wealth and what you're supposed to be doing, your vision with your business. it's a healthier lifestyle. This was definitely wealth food, business food, entrepreneur food. We mixed that with some health and wellness as far as healthy eating. Check me out, Robin Courtney, in my Facebook group, Healthy Robin's Wellness Group. Check me out on Instagram, Health is Wealth RC. This is Robin Courtney with Health is Wealth.
The hottest music, R&B, hip hop, pop,
I still can't tell.
reggae, EDM, indie, old school,
Side, check it.
and sports talk.
Right here.
WorldStarHitRadio.com.